This is the CC Radio Podcast.
Welcome to episode 258 of the Countdown Podcast. Today on the show, it's all about your mama, baby. My name is Wayne.
It's all about your mum. And my mum.
And everyone's mum.
By the end of today. You are right. My name is Paul. Welcome to the podcast. We count down movies and sometimes television in order of awesomeness, but not today. Today is all about the movies we wouldn't want to watch with our mums.
Yep. This is a great one. This is just embarrassing. I'm going to have trouble today when I tell you shit that happened.
You know it. You're in for a great show when Wayne says he's embarrassed. Holy shit.
Man, it's just nasty. Yes, that's what we're doing today.
That's
right?
it. We'll talk a bit more about it on the other side of the segment, which starts the show, the recount. But wow, this one could be all kinds of embarrassing. And I have to say, one of the best listener feedback Pop 10s we're ever going to have.
Okay.
It literally made me laugh, some of these responses out loud in inappropriate places.
Before the show, everyone, Paul was collating what he's going to read out, and he's cracking up. And I heard him crack up like fucking 5 times, all right? And I know what that means. That means that everyone in the comments just raped me.
No. Normally, you're 100% right. No, these are legitimate stories from people about what happened when they tried to watch X movie with their mum.
Oh, awesome. All right, can't wait for
that.
that.
Stick around, and there is, some, as I said, some great shout-outs. But we'll get there on the other side of the recount. Who wants a recount? Who wants a recount? Who wants a recount? Who wants a recount?
What did the mailman bring, Paulie?
The mailman brought results from last week's episode 257, the top 10 Razzie nominated films.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit of a blowout, Wayne.
Dude, I think I saw the number, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the closest we've gotten to a not single digits on one of our things.
I reckon I've had 12 votes before as
Is
well.
it 12? I had 12?
Yeah, you got 12.
I saw 10 at one stage, and I went, if it stays there, then this is fucking the razor's edge, man. Like, this is where it goes. You must have gotten 4 million votes.
Why did I have this? We probably shouldn't say this because then one
No,
week
that's
someone's
what
just going
to
not vote for
Yeah,
one of
it's
us
like,
when we're
get
really
this
close.
fucker down.
But we always have this pride thing where every week ever since this started, we've got double figures.
At least even the loser gets double figures. But if you get a 9, or God forbid a 0 or a 1,
Can you imagine 0?
0 is like the coordinated attack. That's like a
Yes,
professional
that
hit.
would
Someone
be-
has just like that's what's happened. Someone's gone after you and they fucking killed you. That's it.
That's right. This is all in the Facebook listening community. If you're not voting, that means you're not in there and you don't have the opportunity. We don't put
Please
this up on
join
Twitter.
up. Please
join up and let's explore
Links
the
in the show
ranks
notes.
there. Exactly. 12 votes to 54 for me. So that was a bit of a spanking.
54
Bit of a spanking.
rectal slam.
Some of the comments. Sorry, Wayne. This is from the Contrarians. Jon Snow, i.e. Julio. This was the Hudson Hawk memorial list.
Oh yeah.
So you upset people by shitting on Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, and I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, but there you go.
He stands by his guns. My brother weighed in, Adam, and he said, some weeks I vote for Paul because of the brother vote, and I have
Okay,
to.
so let's first of all,
Yeah, I get a
before
vote.
you keep going, all right? Paul is always pissed about whoever my cousins or whatever are, because I'm Asian and I got more than like
Not
one.
just
a
your
few.
cousins.
Yeah, lots of
there's
it.
someone else you
There
can
are
vote for
people
every
out
week.
there that are my friends. I know
Yeah, sure.
you, and I like, so you hook up a brother. You just like, you vote for me a lot, right? And Paul's like, you got actual people behind
Yeah,
you.
you got a
He reckons
posse.
he's got no one.
He's got the posse.
Okay,
Shoot him up. Shoot him up. It's
Well-
the posse.
well,
bang. Shoot him up.
Now,
bang, shoot
Paul's
him up.
brother does usually vote for him, he says. And also, he strong arms his fiancée into voting for him. So it's like,
That's right.
there's
If
his
she
people
wants-
too, all
if
right?
she yeah, 2 of them. If she wants
Fucking
some of
only
this,
2 that I know.
she wants some of this action.
It's unfair for Paul to hold his dick hostage. I understand.
Ironically, that happens quite regularly.
Enough of
Is that what we're calling it now?
Paul's bedroom games. Let's play the hostage and the Iranian.
I'm all in. I was holding the hostage.
I
Good,
wanted
just
I wanted it to work always.
Okay, good.
Sorry, go on.
Rob Bolzer said, Wayne not having Armageddon on his list. There's only one appropriate response. And the third host says,
Bitch, please. Oh, I see. Well done.
very, very nice there, Rob. Thank you very much. Mike Margosian said, voting for Paul, even though he does have Armageddon. Then Mina Harkin said, I could vote for Paul because Wayne didn't include Armageddon. Also added, bitch, please. I could vote for Paul because Wayne had indecent proposal at 4. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I could vote for Paul because of Wayne harding on Hudson Hawk. And this time I will just do it.
Suck my dick.
But the real reason I'm voting for Paul is because I found Wayne's list to be the least Wayne after 257 episodes. Too many long, boring-ass films. Where's the fun, Wayne? I miss that guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I grew. No, it's... It's just weird when you're picking from the Razzies list. You'll see exactly what my crap is like. But hey, I'm down with it. At least you'll listen.
That is absolutely true. And now I want to finish up with the comment from Luke James Human. While I always admire Wayne's resolution, it in no way forgives the dumbass fuckery of his choices in this list. In this case, Paul is pretty much the smartest man on the planet. You might want to listen to him. Something which I've interpreted to be... vindication!
God, you're an asshole. First of all...
I've been waiting to use that for a long time.
First of all, there's no way you didn't just fucking write that review yourself. So kiss my ass.
Luke James Human, a.k.a. Priscilla Paul 2.
A man can have more than one email address.
Thank you to everyone for your votes. That does take me to a 2-1 lead on the 2020 year. Obviously too early to get excited and very, very close.
And I understand, is what I want to say.
I reckon it might change this week. I reckon for some strange reason, Wayne is going to have some good mom stories.
Well, good. I don't know. But stories, sure.
For sure. We'll find out what those stories are on the other side of this music cue. No, not a music cue. On the other side of this promo for the Epic Film Guys live stream for a cure coming May.
Can you imagine a world immune to all forms of cancer?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for our 4th annual live stream for the cure.
And this year, we need your help more than ever.
Please join us May 27th through May 31st for 48 hours of live content from guests and podcasts around the world.
We'll be aiming for our most ambitious goal to date as we try to raise $10,000 for the Cancer Research Institute.
Please visit www.livestreamforthecure.com for more information on this year's event and how you can be a part of it. Together, we can make a difference.
The top 10 films you wouldn't want to watch with your mom.
That's going to be a long title card.
The top 10 films you're least likely to watch with your mom?
No, it's you don't want to watch with your mom.
Okay, well,
yes.
there you go.
We'll work it out.
Here's the subject of today's countdown. As we've heard, Wayne, was this list difficult to make or was it a straightforward one?
It was difficult to make. There are occasions upon my list where it's actually a story of when I fucking did watch that movie with my mum. All right. In other words, it's like suppositions. It's like this thing here is particularly wrong.
I can imagine how badly this would go.
Shit, you can't recover from possibly.
The way I wrote it up on letterboxd.com was the top 10 films we'd least like to watch with our mums.
Not bad.
That's
I think that
the
works. I think that works.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Well, I'm going to assume your number one is way worse than my number one. And I will lead away there.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Go for it.
My number 10
Yeah.
is Hereditary.
Well,
This
first
is supposition.
Yeah.
Okay, never watched this film with my mother, but I can totally imagine what my mum's reaction to this film would be.
What would it be?
Because I would say, Mum, this is a great horror film. You should check it out. It's really, really well made. It looks amazing. It's pretty horrifying in places, and it has some moments you will not see coming.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to manage the questions that would come whilst we were watching it.
Oh, yeah.
What's doing in that scene? And then I'd be dealing with, why did you show me this film? Of all the films you could have shown me, you're supposed to be doing a movie review podcast. What's this?
To be fair,
That's awful. You like this film?
that's what you get?
You're no son of mine. Okay, I might have exaggerated the last part. But I would have totally got like this. What are you talking about? And then when that scene happens, being vague for spoilers, she would be like, this is just awful.
Dude.
I don't want to watch this film anymore. Why would you show me this?
Absolutely, man. In fact, I think that's the exact thing I said to you when I saw it. This is a nasty-ass movie, and absolutely, by the way, you would be nuts to watch this with your mom, right? Can you imagine, Mom, you got to see this horror movie. People get beheaded all the time.
That's my 10.
Okay, my number 10 is actually a story of one that actually did happen to me.
Yep.
I saw Jerry Maguire with Mom. Now, I went to see it in the cinema. By the way, still one of my favorites. Still remember that, okay, I watched it with my mom, and it's mostly a good experience except this one scene. Now, in Jerry Maguire, there is an unexpected sex scene, and it involves this. Tom Cruise is naked, and it actually jump cut to this him. He's actually drilling...
Who was more excited at that point? You or your mum?
Look, again, I'm sitting next to my mother in a cinema, right? And then all of a sudden... So no one. Okay, it's not good at all. I know what you're saying, though. Yes, his ass is to the camera. All right. Kelly Lynch is not Kelly Lynch. John Travolta's wife, Kelly Preston, is riding him. He's got up against the wall,
You'd
and
like
he's
to Preston her Kelly.
Oh wait! I want to tell you something. Last week you were trying to do one of those jokes with Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
Right.
You kept saying shoehorn.
Yes, but I finally figured out what the joke should be.
Okay, go on.
The joke should be, "Oh, you like Elizabeth Shue? Would you like to shoe Elizabeth into your pants?" That's what the joke should be.
Okay.
Okay, because then it's actually a thing. Oh, come on.
Play jazz with it.
Oh, fucking already. Anyway, I'd like to have Preston Kelly. There you go.
That's
See,
it.
that's that one.
better.
That's the one.
Good. That works.
All right. Okay. And back to the program. No, but here's the actual fucking scene, right? So he's got her up against the wall, and he's like ramming it up, and she's riding him with her legs around him,
Yep.
and she's screaming, "Never stop fucking me, Jerry!" Like this, right? And he's like slamming away, and he's going, "I have to stop at some point." That's what he says. But because it was yelling and this golden light, and my mom sitting next to me, I didn't have time to adjust or pretend that I had to take a shit. So that's something that actually happened to me, everyone.
That's awkward.
It's not the best.
That'll be awkward in a movie theater as well.
I know. And I don't know what you do with those things, but go ahead.
I will pay that one, as I'm sure you'll pay my number 9. Again, supposition. The real stories are coming. Trust me. Showgirls. Apart from the fact that it's just nudity central for no need whatsoever, and the fact that it's a terrible storyline. I don't care what Justin Winters from Sorry Married a Movie Geek says.
Justin likes this show.
Yeah, we reviewed it with him. Remember on the top 10
that's why he did
sexiest movies. He loves the shit out of this movie.
Man.
And also the movie fucking sucks. So just trying to pay attention to a film with all that content with you. Oh.
Can I ask you something in relation to this movie? Have you ever had sex in a pool?
Tried once.
Yeah, me too.
Once.
Yeah, once. Let me tell you something. I don't know if this was your experience, but water is not the same as lubricant.
No,
It basically sounds like this.
This place went places. This podcast, went places I was not anticipating.
It still worked, but anyway, the point is, yes. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh no, that's it. That was it. That was the whole thing.
He's done.
Okay, sorry everyone. Sorry everyone. I'm sure
that's
that's
my 9 joke goals.
Edit that out. Okay.
I feel I should.
Now you gotta leave it in. Okay. My number 9, everyone, is another one that actually did happen, and it's pretty standard, but this one was a little bit different. It's Fatal Attraction. Okay. I saw it with both my mom and my dad.
Okay.
Right? When it comes about, and there's a sex scene where
That's
Michael
awkward, mum and dad.
Mom and dad.
Dad's cheating on mum. Not your dad.
It wasn't about that.
In the film.
I mean, I didn't really give a shit about that. What I gave a shit about was that Michael Douglas is fucking Glenn Close in the kitchen, and he's putting it on the sink, right? And he's like hitting it on the sink, but then what she does is she runs the tap and then drips water on her titties, and then he sucks her titties. And I was like, at the same time as watching this in front of my folks, I was like, I didn't know you were supposed to suck on women's titties. I was learning shit about the life, right? So I was like, oh my God, folks are here. Hey, is that how you're supposed to do it? How am I supposed to take notes and look at it when I'm trying to look like I'm looking away? And then the whole scene. And it was a particularly raunchy pork sequence, in my opinion.
I watched that film once, many, many years ago, not with my mum.
Oh, really?
Nor my dad. So it's kind of just...
You thought it was a good show, though, right? It's a really, really great show.
Probably watched it too young to really understand / appreciate what was going on.
There's an alternate ending you can find on YouTube. It's really weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Fatal Attraction, my number 9.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Not the best, no.
My number 8 is a real life story. And it actually relates to my grandmother, which I thought, I'm allowed to play jazz a little bit here.
Okay.
Because it would still this would have happened. My mum, up until I was 21 or 22, did not swear.
Oh, really?
Swearing in our house was completely forbidden. Right?
Wow. No, me too.
Forbidden, obviously. I'm just playing words there.
Yeah.
It was okay around my dad, just around my dad. But if you spoke out of line around my mum up until that point, up until my mum and dad separated, it was you could get it.
Really?
Not a clip across the ear. You get a stern.
No, it's frowned upon. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just knew you just didn't.
Okay.
Right. So when I was 12 years old and watching Year of the Dragon.
Nicky Rourke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That film for 1985, so I probably saw it a little bit after that. I was 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And we're in the family living room late one afternoon with my grandma buzzing around.
Grandmother now.
And she, God rest her soul, she passed away last year. most lovely woman.
Absolutely, I
right?
remember her. I know her.
And very easily offended about that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
She was just like, what is this language? Oh, my. What are you watching, Paul? This language. And I'm like, I don't know what happened in that film. All I know is there's lots of swearing.
No,
because I couldn't focus anymore because I got so embarrassed. Right? And my mum also frowned on swearing at that point in time. So it just, I've confabulated the two into,
Yeah.
there's no way I watched it. Now, my mum swears at me all the time. But back then, absolutely not.
I have a real, like, my mum's the same way. But to get that particular reaction is actually quite harsh when you was a kid because
Like, it was so bad. I'm pretty sure I ended up just stopping it and coming back to watch the last half an hour later. Can't remember a single thing about the film other than it's got Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
And there is a buttload of swearing. I believe at the time it was one of the most graphically used F-word films ever.
Yes, I think so. I quite remember. Yeah, and that's cool. I mean...
So I thought that fits the brief. Let's roll with it.
Real stuff, real stories. Just like this one is a supposition. My number 8 is the movie Shame.
Oh, okay. Never seen it, but heard about it.
God. Well, dude, first of all, for the entire first 2 minutes of the movie, it's Michael Fassbender walking around naked with his giant fucking hog flopping around. And then he takes a piss that for like 30 seconds.
You don't see it.
It's a real piss coming out of his dick.
But you don't see it.
Yes, you see it.
No.
Yes, man.
From behind or something?
Sort of off the 3/4 to the angle from the rear, but his cock is there and there's piss coming out of it.
Oh.
I know.
I'm offended. I'm not even your mum.
I'm telling you. And it's there for, and you're sitting there just looking at his fucking dick, right? So that's bad. But what's actually worse, even if you can imagine such a thing,
Oh, jeez.
is
Really? How is this your number 8?
I know. Well, no, it's like look. There's an idea of incest between the brother and the sister.
Oh, God.
I know. It's not quite there, but there's all the sex scenes are actually held really long and focusing on his face, which is contorted in the slam,
Vinegar
pop,
strokes.
pop. Vinegar strokes, right? If anyone doesn't get that, vinegar strokes refers to the face you make upon orgasm because it looks a bit like you sniffed vinegar. You're like.
Ballsy. Stupid, but ballsy.
Thanks for bothering to explain.
Well, I think people might want to know. All right, so there you are. And sorry, it does have a close-up of his vinegar strokes face. Right? And it is just as
I've changed my mind. This is a bad idea, this episode.
Oh, you haven't seen a damn thing yet, Paulie, let me tell you. That's my number 8, Shame. For shame.
Most definitely for shame. Okay, fine. Moving back to me for my number 7 then. This one also supposition, but you don't have to supposist much.
Presuppose? You don't have to suppose much. There you go.
Requiem for a Dream.
No, I never saw this, and there's a reason.
So allow me to explain.
Please.
Apart from the fact that it's Jennifer Connelly, who remains a most attractive woman, one of the most attractive women ever.
She was,
She's playing a drug addict. They're all drug addicts in different kind of ways. And this film is a film about how drugs ruin your life. So for 4 characters in the film. And there's a couple of graphic moments in this movie, largely involving her character because she decides she needs to get money to rescue her boyfriend from the situation he's in. So she goes to Keith David's, this pimp dude.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah, it's really, really uncomfortable.
Ugh.
Like, there's a moment in the film, and unlike Shame, you don't see this, thank God, but it shows him reaching into his pants, pulling out his dick, and he's like,
Jesus
she's pausing like, oh, and he's like, I didn't bring it out for air.
Oh, god damn. That's like, it's not going to suck itself. That's what I know. Shit. Okay, if your mom's next to you.
Can you imagine that with your mom next to you?
God damn it.
No. And then in the film, the mother character has this major breakdown when she gets addicted to amphetamines because she's trying to lose weight to be on a TV show, right? So there's that
bloody hell.
playing out as well. And she goes literally, she goes into amphetamine psychosis as a result of it. And her life is fucked as well. So, you got your mum there watching that with you, and the son is a fuck up. That's Jared Leto. Ellen Bernstein should have won the Academy Award that year for her performance as the mother.
Okay.
Messed up film.
Yeah.
Which is very, very good, very powerful. Should watch it, not with your mum.
There you go. All right, not with mom. Mine not with mom, number 7, is...
Top 10 not with mum films.
I just don't... You know what? This is icky. All right, so...
It's like Sally Field, not without my mum. Not with my mum.
Yes, exactly. Everyone, it's Brokeback Mountain. And
I've never seen this.
now, first of all, Brokeback Mountain is an excellent film, and I remember when I watched it, I was actually surprised at how good it was,
Okay.
and I hadn't heard.
I should check it out.
You really should, right? There is, however, a scene, and I don't have a problem with like telling you that this is fine with me, but not next to my mom. There's a gay sex scene, and basically, who is pitching?
I don't want to say this as a explanation or excuse. It's an explanation.
Yeah.
Your mum's highly religious.
She is.
And is of a different generation.
Absolutely.
And I think, don't quote me, I think it was one of the listeners, Adam Malua, said something very similar, or someone did in the Facebook community saying, the same film for the same reason you're saying. Like, what's totally normal today for the older generations may not be as normal.
Exactly. And it disgusts me, and I say it to her quite often.
Like, who cares?
Oh, yeah. I argue with my mom all the time about that shit. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I get it. I don't try and argue too much with that elder generation, the 70s plus, because they're so entrenched in their ways. But I think the world's moved on, thank God. Love is love, and we can all do what we want to do.
Absolutely. But I think the breaking point for her would be when one of the dudes is about to go, like, downtown. Like, okay. No, not downtown, sorry. About to butt fuck. All right?
Yeah, okay.
And then he spits on his hand first and kind of lubricates it up. Now,
Makes
for
sense.
her, that would be like, holy shit! And I'd be like, I want to die. That would be it.
It would be uncomfortable as fuck, and that's what we're trying to
Exactly. It's
trying
horrible.
to
Yeah.
specify here.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5 is a film, again, supposition, that my mum... It's a French film, which you won't watch. This could be films that'd be uncomfortable to watch with Wayne, let's be honest. Martyrs.
Ah, the one that you told me about?
Yeah, the one
Hell
I've
to the
spoken
no,
about
man. Yeah, I would
several
be
times
totally with
on the
your mom on this
podcast.
one.
Yeah, like it's just intense torture and brutal gore.
Good God. Never ever.
All making a point which, I love my mum, but I don't think her... Look, I was going to save this for later, but I'll just say it now. My mother thinks The 13th Floor is a better film than The Matrix.
That's right. I don't know. You've said that.
I have said on the show before, but I want you to understand my mother's sophistication when it comes to film viewing appreciation, okay? It is a knock on my mum's taste, and it's just my taste.
Most people's folks are like that. I swear.
Yeah, I just think I can't understand any cinema girl in the world who think Craig Burko in The 13th. What film, you might be asking? Good point, ask my mum.
I do remember sort of hearing of it.
My point here is she wouldn't go for the subtleties or the deeper message of a film like this. She would just be blown away in not a good way by the gore.
Oh, yeah. No, don't even worry. And so would I.
And yeah, I think a lot of people would fall into that category, to be fair.
Okay, nice. My number 6 is Black Swan. Now, do you
Which
remember...
part? I have seen Black Swan. I just don't like it. I know that makes me a Philistine.
No, it doesn't. You don't like what you don't like.
I watched it at a point in my life where I just didn't gel with what I was going through, and yeah.
Oh, it's this, this director. It's
Aronofsky.
Aronofsky is always going to do some weird shit, like, Mother and God, right? But basically, the highlights of this thing, which would probably do it, like, which would actually be the problem, is that she...
Do it to make you not watch, yeah.
Well, by the time the movie's over, you sort of, spoilers, this may have happened in her head, it may not have happened in her head. It's one of those things. But basically, Mila Kunis goes down on her in a cab, which is great, right? But, like...
It's exactly as fine as Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger going at it in Brokeback
It's exactly as fine. It's exactly as fine. I like this one better. But there's an actual scene where this is really freaky. But in the beginning of the movie, or around the beginning, Natalie Portman is just slapping the tuna in bed, and or pleasuring herself.
Good to roll with that from the start.
Sorry,
but well done.
But then, what kind of show would it be, Paul? All right, so
A tasteful.
I'm not going for
educative
that.
one.
I'm not going for that.
No, clearly with this topic we're not.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Then she rolls over, and her mom's asleep in a chair facing her the whole time. I just think that all of that would be far too much for me. Okay,
yes.
That's what it is. And
We are moving into territory now, which was probably pre-described or predetermined.
Yeah, it's gross.
And I reckon we're both heading in the same direction.
Is this episode getting just too fucking horrible?
Yep. As I said, I called it 4 picks ago. This was not a good choice.
God, all right. Let's hear it.
My number 4.
Stay with us, people.
My number 4. If you like awkward comedy, if you're a fan of the Office UK version, you're in your wheelhouse right now.
That's right.
My number 4 is Basic Instinct. Had to be on my list.
Of course.
Had to be on my list.
Of course. By the way, did you ever? I mean, you would have watched it 1,000 times during that year.
My mum might have walked through.
Yeah, and it's a problem. You just hope it's not a titties scene or something.
Or, a scene in which...
What?
Look, 17, 18-year-old me could not have watched this film with my mum in the room.
Oh, God, no.
For obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I think
There'd have been movement in my obvious regions.
Oh, getting wood next to your... Oh, God. Oh, God.
And we can move on from that now because I've made my point. That's
Yeah.
why it's my number 4.
I think it's fine. By the way, also adding killing to the fucking would just make it even worse. That's what I say.
I don't think that's a big, gratuitous gore.
Actually, maybe it's a good distraction.
Ridiculous gore.
Just, oh, no, that woman's titties are out
Martyrs.
all of a
That's
sudden.
one thing. Yeah, there's some gore in Basic Instinct, but it's brief and
But if you happen to be watching a scene where it's like two people doing it,
my mum
right?
would be okay with that.
No, but then then she
that,
starts killing.
yeah.
You can say, "Oh my god, he's killing! She's killing!" or whatever. You can throw the heat off. You can throw the heat off. That's just one guy talking. Yeah. Okay, my number 5 is Team America.
5? Oh, that was 5. Sorry, did I say 4?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Team American World Police.
Now, did you know, Paulie? There's an uncut version of this.
Oh, what?
I didn't see the uncut version. Now, I'm obviously talking about the sex scene, as we have been doing.
As is our want.
But did you not? Now I remember the sex scene when I saw it in the movies with all you, right? And it was funny because she was riding him, then he was riding her, then it was all funny positions, and then he was grabbing her and all.
Kama Sutra.
Yeah, Kama Sutra, all this flipping around, and it was really, really funny. But then there's a couple of extra scenes where he pisses on her face, right? This is a marionette pissing on her. I know! No. The shot is from above, right? And it's on her face, and it's just cascading water hitting her face, right? Slow-mo, of course. Then, wait a minute, it doesn't stop there.
I think it was only slow-mo when you had the control in your hand.
No, it wasn't, motherfucker. I was like, even I'm not going to get off on marionette sex, man, okay? This is like 2 marionettes, 1 cup up in this shit, all right? So, no, but speaking of which, the scene after the pissing is a shot of her standing over his head, his face, which is facing up, right? And it's a shot from above again. And she just shits on his face.
No!
She shits on the I'm telling you!
No!
I'm telling you, this is what happens. There's marionette, it's shitting on his... Look it up, people. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, okay? She shits brown nuggets on his face, and it fucking hits his face and bounces off, and one of them stays. You gotta check it out, man. They've actually gone this far with it. Now, Paul's actually not handling this well, let me tell you, all right? In fact, I want to show him the scene. Should I put it up on the Facebook page?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, it's so bad.
Put it nowhere near me.
What it's doing is it's pushing it that far because they can because it's puppets. That's what they're doing. So now I really want Paul to see it. There's your live watch, motherfucker.
Here's my number 1 film you shouldn't watch with me.
Honestly, those of you who are interested and are sitting there going, what could that possibly be like? Go ahead and look it up. Don't die wondering, okay? Just have a look. See what it's like.
This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
I mean, Paul says that, but he ain't seen it.
I can't believe that's not your number 1, but all right. My number 4 is, relates around when you feel like watching a Channing Tatum film.
Yeah, sure. I do that all the time.
And you're not going to watch White House Down because that's shit.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but yeah.
You haven't? Yes, you have.
No, I think I only saw the shitty Gerard Butler one.
Oh, fuck, that's way better. Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh, kiss my ass. There's nothing could be worse than that bag of shit. Kiss my ass. All right,
you go, not White House Down. Let's watch Magic Mike. And your mum comes in the room, and you're like, suddenly you're confronted with, I don't want to know what type of dude my mum's into, body type, whatever.
This is information.
Nor indeed what uniform that she wants them to strip off from.
Like you find out your mom has a secret kink about fucking soldiers or something. And you're like, you don't want to know. It's fine, but I don't want to know. The pool
or
man.
the electrician, or hell, the milk fucking man.
Is that what happens in this film?
Sailor.
There's a sailor. Yeah,
definitely sailors.
Oh, God. Yeah, no.
Awkward.
It's almost,
and they're going to comment on it.
Yeah,
she's
going to rate those dudes in front of you. I like that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's very attractive.
Matthew McConaughey is like totally got the exact kind of dick that I like. Oh, shit.
Oh, I like that.
I like that cock.
I'm not sure my mum would say cock. But she might say, oh, I like that.
Yes, but you'll know it's cock in your head.
That's my 4.
Oh, wow. What's worse, your mom knowing sex shit about you, or you knowing sex shit about your mom?
That's where I was coming from.
I don't even know the answer to that question. Holy crap.
Yep. That is, you answer that question, you may start to unravel the very fabric of time and space.
Well, okay, let me tell you something. Speaking of that, kinda, my number 4 is actually an international film that I happen to like.
Oh. Amazing.
I know, and then it made me think of this because sometimes you see international films with your mom because it's the serious type of shit. You see it at a film festival or something, right?
Not my mum, but yeah,
okay. So occasionally. Well, my mom is foreign, so. But this is a Spanish film called Y tu mamá también, which is
I've never seen this one.
And Your Mama Too, Alfonso Cuarón movie, right? Now,
It's ominous when it has "and your mama too" in the title.
Oh, well.
It's like, is the title.
Yes. Fortunately, it's not actually a mother getting fucked. All right. It's just an older woman.
Okay.
Right? And this movie is about like these two dudes. It's totally Diego Luna from fucking Rogue One and Gil Garcia Bernal and this Spanish actress named Maribel. They'll do wonderful. Hot. All right. Anyway, they're two kids. She's an older woman. They somehow go on this field trip or like, road
Wait a
trip.
second. Are you saying you're attracted to the older woman?
Shut up. You know, I knew you'd say that shit. I knew you'd come up on that. And yes, obviously it's awesome. But it's...
Patrons can refer back to the review of The Orphanage from a couple of weeks back.
Can't believe you remember all that shit. Okay, so yes, anyway, so they go on this like road trip, and of course, there's heaps of fucking going on, all right? That's what it's all about. Now, the thing is, the way that
There's a lot of long shots, one shots.
No, but no,
So
I know. Yeah, I know you
developed that after this.
No, you know what? He did develop after this. The way the sex scenes are filmed in this movie is very matter of fact, one shot. And the way that it's done,
One shot?
not one shot, but one still shot. Just watching it, you're watching like just them fuck.
The camera doesn't move.
Not much, no. And but the thing he's getting the actors to do, it's very real. It looks like not at all produced sex. It actually looks as clumsy as my
it's gonna
sex
be.
actually
Yeah,
looks.
yeah,
So
Yep. I totally get it. I mean, what are you talking about, Wade?
you're shitting my shit is like a goddamn porn movie. No, but that yeah, but exactly. What's weird about it though is because it's shot like that. I actually find that hotter than any porn. Like that particular way that that's done because it's real. By the way, I don't like fake produced porn. I want real looking porn. At least try and convince me that it's real. Okay.
I'm not going to go there.
Thank you. So. But because it's such an actual truism that I react to, I certainly don't want my mother next to me when I'm watching that shit. So I don't want to watch that movie with her.
Fair enough. I get it, and it makes the sense. My number 3 is also a foreign film.
Oh, heard
Okay.
you, Big Bird.
Yes, because it's French.
Uh-huh.
And my mum would be like, subtitles. I don't know. And yes, because there's a graphic rape scene in it, which is awful.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
And yes, because there's graphic violence, which kicks off the film because of said rape scene, because the film is told in reverse order. And yes, because the entire film is shown through a swirling, circling camera, which never stops spinning. And my mum gets seasick.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh.
I imagine
From
this
that.
film would assault her on every level.
Uh-huh.
And I would not hear the end of the bitching, nor would I stop feeling uncomfortable knowing what was coming, and then,
Yeah. Okay.
irreversible.
I get it. Irreversible. I totally know the one you're talking about.
2002, Gaspar Noé film.
Monica Bellucci, yes?
Monica Bellucci and her husband Vincent Natali. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Can't remember. That sounds Italian, and it's a French film.
Whatever.
The guy who Vincent Cassel.
Oh, Vincent Cassel. Yeah.
He's in lots of movies. Yeah. Yep.
Is he her actual husband?
Yeah, I think so.
He fucking scored. All right. So
Or
nice.
they were. They might be
I
divorced now,
don't
but
know.
they
Yeah.
definitely were at
Yeah,
one
imagine
point.
not.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Nice one. This list is now going to get a bit fucking just horrible for a second, as if it hasn't been great all the whole
I
time.
was going to say it's been sweetness and light thus far.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 3 is Last Tango in Paris.
Thankfully, never seen it.
Oh, good. Don't see it. 1972 film, everyone. Now, I saw it when I was a kid, even though it was late by the time. It's a Marlon Brando film where he stars as this American widow who begins this torrid affair with a young Parisian woman. And it shocked the world when it was first released because of some graphic shit.
Wasn't it hard? Wasn't it? The rumor is that actually they were having sex on that film.
Well, what? No, all of it. It has actually been confirmed that no, it wasn't. And
Okay,
the,
good.
the girl actually as well did it. But the scene here is that this is not even like a Hollywood sex scene at all, right? Like Marlon Brando looks like shit, right? And he's disgusting. Everything he says and does is disgusting, and it's almost like it's played to be disgusting. When I saw it, I was actually kind of offended by it. I was like, ugh, because I was a kid.
Whoa!
I know.
Hold the
I
fucking
was.
thought.
Because it was a
Wayne was
That's
offended.
right. That's right. It was a Hollywood movie, and it was doing this, and it was gross. And there's a scene where there's a long story about this butter fucking scene where this
Yes,
dude
that's
uses
what I've heard
butter.
about,
Yeah,
yep.
it's a really it's quite horrible. I won't go into it, but I couldn't handle that level ugliness next to my mom, so
Fair
that's
enough.
that.
Totally understandable. Never since I can't comment further than that, but I get it in principle.
Don't ever watch it.
My number 2 is self-explanatory. As soon as I say the name of the film,
Bring it.
American Pie.
Yeah, of course. Have you ever fucked a pie, Paul?
No, but we have had a guest on the show who has.
Yes, we have.
Justin from the Epic Film Guys, take a bow, sir. He came out on the show and admitted as much. when we
How
did
would that
the
work?
raunchy comedies of whatever we did.
You know,
Top 10 raunchy comedies, that's what it was.
You know how he took the pie and fucked the top of it and stuck his dick in it, and then I guess the dick would have to slide up against the bottom of the pan, and then he'd fuck it that way?
Thinking about it too much,
No,
man.
I'm just saying that if you were really going to fuck a pie, what you would do is take it out of the pan, hope the width of the pie was enough to accommodate your dick, right? In my case, it always will. And and fuck the side of the pie. That's what you should do. I'm just saying.
Wayne has thought about
I thought
this
about it
way
too much. I thought about it too much. Sorry.
100% correct. Just, any film about masturbation. I want to give a shout out here to David Powell.
Well, guy masturbation, yeah.
Yeah, top level patron to the show. He was like, Spanking the Monkey by David O. Russell, his first film, I think it was. Apparently, it's even worse than
Is
American
it?
Pie.
I remember seeing the video cover.
I haven't seen it, the film, so I'm going to trust David's opinion on this one and just say, thank God then that I never watched this film, American Pie, nor that film, Spanking the Monkey, around my mum.
I mean, I enjoy masturbation jokes and masturbation.
In front of your mum?
No, motherfucker!
Exactly.
I thought you were just talking in general. Sorry. Okay, fucking hell. Ugh.
The whole film. Sorry, can I remind you of the countdown?
Yeah, I'm sorry, motherfucker. I thought we were just going on a tour. Yeah,
I thought we were chewing the fat. Inappropriate.
Shit. Okay.
You're number 2.
All right, this one's weird, everyone. It is the final foreign movie on my list, and it is called Love. Now, let me tell you what happens in the movie, everyone. It's a French film. And of course, it's a French film. Of course, it's a French
very
film.
represented in this list.
It's about this dude who's an American.
Because they'd rather make love with their faces than make war, according to Blackadder.
What did he say? He was like, the biggest work of fiction since fidelity vows were included in the French marriage act. By the way, I love French people. So,
Thankfully, they're more likely to love you.
and
Sorry to all our French.
I'm grateful.
All our French listeners.
Okay, sorry everyone.
All
It's about
three of
this. It's
Now
dude,
one.
All right, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
So I will just tell you this. It's about this. It's a sex ass movie. All right, and guess what? Directed by Gaspar Noé.
Oh, again, same bloke who did
That-
Irreversible.
Okay, well check this out, dude. Everyone actually fucked in the film. This was actual fucking.
That sounds like
right?
Casper Noah.
But get
No,
this. No, it's about this dude living in Paris who enters this sexually charged emotional relationship with this girl who's actually called Electra, and they actually start to invite their pretty neighbor into their bed, and it's just all about fucking this show.
Okay.
Now, here's the
That's
issue.
enough then to be awkward.
No. This is the real
Oh,
kicker.
okay.
All right, here's why it's at number 2. All right. There is a close-up scene in the movie where a penis ejaculates directly into the camera, and the movie is filmed in 3D. Okay. So this is real. So imagine this, everyone out there. You and your mom are sitting side by side in a dark cinema, all right? All of a sudden, on the screen is this huge fucking cock, right? And it blows beans virtually all over you and your mom. You look around the cinema and there's 3D jizz coming at you. And it's just, you've both had a Jamaican snowstorm and you didn't even fucking know it. Then you have to live life after that. With your you're not recovering from this, okay? You're not recovering from this. So I'm telling you, Love is my number 2.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Good God.
Never seen it. Don't think I ever shall.
Caught in a cum shower with your mother.
With
Not
all-
the best. Just not the best. And the cock 3D as well. Oh God. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Let's give our recaps and then wrap
Please.
this one up because, dear God, this
Dear
episode
God, look,
needs
I don't
to
know what this
end.
show is.
I
I'm
want to
sorry,
remind everyone,
bro.
though, that the listener feedback is pretty funny, so do stick around even if you are horrified at this
So we're
point.
just going, oh my God, they've all left.
Pretty much.
They've left.
I would hate to see the stats of this episode as to how many will see it through the end.
Oh God.
Number 10 for me, Hereditary. 9, Showgirls. 8, Year of the Dragon. 7, Requiem for a Dream. 6, Martyrs. 5, Basic Instinct. 4, Magic Mike. 3, Irreversible. 2, American Pie. And my number 1, With a Bullet.
I wonder if we've got the same one.
I reckon we do.
I reckon we do.
Maybe. We watched it recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the one. It's the same one.
I'm just going to say the name, and I'm going to give my immediate reaction that's also your number 1.
Yep.
My number 1 is Bad Boy Bubby.
Absolutely.
Vindication.
Ass.
Yeah, look, or if you prefer, the fact that we are both so much on the same page.
Bloody hell. I was wondering when that was going to make a fucking appearance. Well, you did take it well. It did take a while.
This film, thank you again, Nicholas Haskins of the Epic
Fucking
Film
Nick
Guys.
Haskins.
Basically, the first 30 minutes of this film is a old woman
God.
abusing her, 40-year-old son?
I think he's 30-ish.
30-ish. Jeez, he looks 40 years.
I know he looks 40 years, yeah.
I guess that happens when your mum cuts your hair when you're still 30. Or what little hair you
What little hair you have left, exactly.
And effectively having sex with him on a night.
Oh God! Look, she's kept him in like this dingy place for 30 years, right? And he's never stepped out into the outside world.
That the outside world is like
Contaminated and shit
contaminated
like that.
by nuclear fallout and whatever else.
Yeah.
Except it hasn't. She's just keeping him for her own.
Yeah. And so she makes him fuck her and stuff, and it's just nasty. And she's it's just the wrongest movie. Don't ever watch Bad Boy Bubby, everyone. Certainly not with your mama.
No. And if you're a patron, you can hear us absolutely tear this to pieces for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, go ahead and
Give or
if you,
take.
yeah,
We're not going to do it anymore. My stomach is literally.
No, I don't even
doing
want to think
flips.
about it. Yeah, there's a whole review on Patreon. It's nasty.
It is
Okay.
nasty, yes. All right, but do give us your recap if you're listening.
Sure. It's my number 10 was Jerry Maguire. Number 9, Fatal Attraction. 8, Shame. 7, Brokeback Mountain. 6, Black Swan. 5, Team America. 4, Itu Mama También.
Mumble your way through it. That's how that works for me.
Number 3, Lost Tango in Paris. Number 2, Love. And my number 1 was Bad Boy Shit.
I didn't do any honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions.
I'm just going to rip through a couple.
Just give us a couple. Go on then.
Brown Bunny is a show where Chloe Sevigny actually sucks a cock on screen.
What?
Yes, they found out later on it was actually a prosthetic cock that she used, but the guy that she was sucking the dick of is actually someone she was going out with at the time. It's a very icky production.
Yep.
It's a very icky production. American Beauty, because come on. There's a movie called Caligula that was made back in the day.
70s.
Can you imagine that shit? And then pretty much The Crying Game. No, actually, Gone Girl.
All of the above. The only other film which I consider for my list is very personal in the sense it was Dirty Dancing. Oh, yeah, of course you want to watch that with your mum. Except when your mum makes you watch it when you've got chicken pox over and over.
Over and over?
Yeah.
No wonder you hate it so much.
Yeah.
You didn't have the time of your life.
Yeah, no, I did not. All right, that's our list. What about yours? Let's wrap this one up with a segment which is going to be absolutely top-notch in a segment that we call the Pop 10. Talk about Pop 10. Talk about Pop 10. Kicking off this week's Pop 10 with the Facebook listener community. Jonathan Kidd said anything by Gaspar Noé.
Oh, look at that.
And also American Pie, the original trilogy, because of all the mum boinking talk.
Oh, God.
Well said. Smiley Salmani said The Piano because I did watch it with my mum as a 23-year-old and Harvey Keitel's penis flapping about all over the screen certainly made the atmosphere in the cinema a wee bit frosty.
Yeah, see, cocks are just going to kill it every time.
Luke James Human mentioned at the top of the show said number 1, Shame. Number 2, Climax, another Gaspar Noé film.
No, bloody hell, this guy.
Number 3, Bohemian Rhapsody. Mum and Dad would always play Queen albums when fucking.
Oh, that's tough.
The musical equivalent of a tie hanging on the bedroom door.
Oh! That's why kids move out of home.
Nicole Davis had probably the most sensible response of the entire week. It's more directors than specific films. I'd stay away from Lars von Trier.
Yep.
Gaspar Noé.
Of course.
Todd Solondz, Rob Zombie, Kevin Smith. Too many new terms to explain to her. John Waters and any other challenging auteur. That's a very good response.
I suppose if you're going indie, you're going hard. Like, it's going to be a little on the nose just to get... Yeah, of course.
Joey DiCarlo said, my mum, God rest her soul, she's passed away. Condolences, Joey.
Yes, sir.
Literally let me watch anything, so stuff with sexual content was fine. That said, she didn't really understand very big concept sci-fi and would talk and ask questions through the whole movie. So number 3, Ex Machina. Number 2, Annihilation. Number 1, The Matrix. I specifically remember being super sick and my mum stopped over to bring me soup and we started watching The Matrix. About 20 minutes in, she turned to me and said, Joey, I have no fucking idea what's going on in this movie, and left. Very nice. Thank you for that response, Joey.
I love that.
Andrew Watson said Hunger Games because she hates it and would just complain the whole time. 50 Shades because she's enjoyed it too much.
Oh, God.
She gifted my wife the book, who had to pretend she had no idea what it was about, so my mum explained.
Yep.
Mike T, your cousin.
What up?
Well, one time, 20 years ago, we came back from a night out and the old man, unknowingly, was sitting behind us on a desk.
I didn't really actually remember this story.
We put on Original Sin. Then Antonio starts slamming Angelina. Slap, slap, slap.
Yes!
when we hear, hello, chaps.
Oh no!
Fuck. So purely personal reasons, that's up there.
Dude, I remember him telling me that story. Have you seen Original Sin?
Maybe, I can't remember.
There's like this overhead shot where Antonio Banderas is like just slamming from behind Angelina Jolie. And you can hear that's an odd thing to put in as a sound effect. Just one guy talking.
So we get it. Percy Thrillington said, I still remember being a teenager and having to sit in the theatre next to my stepmother for Basic Instinct.
There it is.
Over to Twitter. This is from Dan is not the problem. Here's a twist. Any Michael Moore documentary. My mum's politics are very far to the right and it will just lead to a huge fight. I like that. It's very different.
Where is he from? Texas? I'm just guessing. All right.
Good friend Sam Hurley from the Movie Reviews and 20Qs podcast said, never seen it, but pretty sure Bad Boy Bubby would be number one if I had. There you are, Sam. Absolutely nailed it. Aside from that, mother, Requiem for a Dream, and to keep the pattern up, Black Swan. There you are, Wayne. Both of us got one on there. Invasion the Remake said, in the cut, full frontal Meg Ryan nudity and surprisingly graphic oral sex. Very uncomfortable to watch with your ma. Trust us.
Google's in the cut.
B Dizzle from We Watch the Thing. I remember as a 10-year-old going to see Titanic with the family and discovering Kate Winslet's truly incredible necklace.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure a lot of people my age share that awkward experience.
Yeah, I do. Because everyone saw that with their folks or something.
Mackenzie Lambert, good friend to the show, said, Colour of Night. Extensive sex scenes between Bruce Willis and Jane March. Lesbian scenes between March and Leslie Ann Warren. Not that I remember that off the top of my head.
Just a quick one. Jane March in The Lover with Tony Leung. You'll love this. There's a scene where they're doing it, and she takes this handkerchief and balls it up and shoves it in his ass. And then as he arrives, she pulls it out. That happened.
Why?
I assume having something in your butt while you're about to blow your beans is great for that particular
Thank God
guy.
you assume.
I'm just saying.
Don't even want to talk about any more. Moving on. Flicks X-Rayed.
I love making balls squirm, everyone. It's great.
My mum decided to watch Team America World Police with me and my brother, and then paused on the puppet sex scenes to take an opportunity to have the birds and the bees talk.
Aw, man. I hope that was
Can
the
you
uncut
imagine
version.
that shit?
Yeah, and then
No.
after she finishes...
If that's the uncut version, that's...
Yeah,
No, it would
then
not
she
have
shits
been.
on his face. It's
It
like, oh,
would-
Mom, you didn't cover this, Mom. What happens when a girl shits on your face and then you piss on her?
I'm sorry, Flicks X-Rayed. That's not where I intended that whole bit to go.
It's funny as hell.
Carl A. Goth said, got in trouble for owning the American Pie films when I was really young. Mum punished me by making me watch all three with both parents.
What? Oh my God, that's vindictive.
That's like, and I said this to Carl in a reply, it's kind of like the whole, you got caught smoking a cigarette, now you're going to smoke the whole pack.
Exactly. Oh dear. Yes, please go on.
One Star Bazaar said, I love that you picked that GIF, which I picked Basic Instinct as the GIF to illustrate.
Yep.
Because my family totally picked Basic Instinct for family movie night. I was 7.
What?
I've been blown away by some of these responses.
By the way, Basic Instinct is a movie me and Paul saw underage and had to go to a lot of measures to actually acquire.
No. I saw it underage. You didn't get. You got.
No,
kicked out
fuck
of
you. You
cinema.
underage too, you punk ass bitch.
No,
You just got away with it.
I got away with it. You failed dismally.
Well, I got the VHS version.
Channel 83 podcast said, my wife and I did a similar thing on our cast. We came out with the Greasy Strangler, which I've not seen, but I have heard about, and Boxing Helena.
Oh man,
That's a definitely good call.
Yeah.
Last few here, Dave from Super Movie Bros. If you haven't heard it yet, come on over to the Super Movie Bros podcast where Wayne and I played the Podly Wed game
Ah, yes.
this week on their show. Very, very fun stuff. Tough because my mum showed me South Park when I was 11 to 12 years old. Dirty jokes are fine. What did scar me for life was playing Cards Against Humanity with her. I found out just then how sick my mother can truly be.
What?
So my answer is anything where a dog dies because it makes her cry. To a dark place, that one.
It is, well, that's sort of this episode, so fine.
That's true. Tasteless podcast, Emily from that show said, I've watched Cruel Intentions with my mum more than once.
Oh, wow.
Unhappy smiley
Yeah,
face.
that scene with the Selma Blair and he's teaching her how to... Yeah.
And here we are. Here is the piece de resistance of this week.
Go on.
This is from S bracket hell and close bracket Y. So Shelley.
Shelley, sure.
My mum guilt tripped me to go to the cinema with her for each of the 50 Shades movies.
What?
So I'm like, oh wow, for all three?
How would you guilt it? Come on, you haven't seen Titties with Mum for a while.
She said all three. Even uttered the words, quote, I wish your father had an interest in this stuff, end quote. And I'm like, and I was like, quote, the movies, end quote. No, said Mum. I'm like, stop right now, stop right now, stop right now.
That's going to be just bloody awful for you. Now you know you're
Shelley
dead.
was stoked that I promised to read her tweet out. She said something good has come from this trauma, finally.
Because what's happening there is that you now know an exact, like your mom's into bondage, but your dad's not. You know something about your parents' sex life. It's just very bad. It's very exciting.
That is an amazing response. In a group
Thank you
of
for
mates.
sharing that, Shelley.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, everybody got back to us. That was really, as we can attest, very embarrassing, this particular episode.
That's
and
yeah.
a terribly bad idea for
I
those
think we've
of
all
us
fallen today, everyone.
who've just started a new job.
That's right. Some people may hear this.
Oh, God.
Hey, it's great. I think it's great. So
That is...
I hope you guys thought it was okay to do people. We didn't know it was going to go this nasty.
Yeah, we'll see how the download numbers are, how,
Yeah, we'll see
how
how it
low
goes.
they go.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, checked in. Bounced after 1 minute.
Thank you so much. If you're still here, thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you.
sticking with us for today's episode. It has been, I wouldn't say a lot of fun.
At least it's not the same show every week. You know what I'm saying?
No, we can promise you that much at the very,
Sometimes I wish it was.
the very least. All right, Wayne, how do the listeners get in touch with us? Let us know their feedback for the topics at hand.
Google The Countdown Podcast or send us an email at thecountdownpodcast@gmail.com.
You can hit us up on Twitter at the Countdown PC. Like and follow the show on Podbean where we host the show. And indeed, don't forget, the Facebook listening community link is in the show notes where you can vote week in and week out for who has the best, or maybe in this case, worst list
Yes,
of
worst.
all.
That's fine.
All right, well, we got a big announcement then for next couple of weeks on the show. It is the 5-year anniversary of the Countdown.
We've been doing this for 5 years almost.
Very close to what the way it works is 2 episodes from now. It will drop on, I believe, the 5th anniversary of the show.
Okay, Paul would know.
So we want to do something special for that reason. And you've been around for 5 years. I guess not many podcasts make it this far. Let's be really brutally honest for a moment.
Sure.
We've done, the 100 episode special. We've done the year special. We've done the 200 episode special. We've got you to vote for your favorite films. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate the show itself, right? Not by pulling clips and whatever else, but we're going to look back on the list of films and TV shows that we've reviewed since day dot.
Right.
We're going to collate a list of that, a Excel document. And Wayne and I are going to give, first of all, next week, the 10 worst films
We ever reviewed?
ever reviewed. Film/TV shows. The worst things ever covered on the Countdown.
Things, yeah.
The worst 10 things ever covered on the Countdown. And then, not anything, by the way, not the top 10s or whatever, top 10 last 10s, but just
the movie part.
the main review part of the show. So we'll have somewhere in the order of 259 choices.
Shit. Okay.
Then the week after, we're going to do the 10 best we've ever covered. And we're going to basically say, for the last 5 years, here are the best things that we've ever done, our individual lists, but we want you to play a part.
Yes.
All right, so for the Facebook list community, we're going to put up this Excel spreadsheet for anyone to have access to who wants to have access to it. And then from there, give us your worst. And if you want to do it at the same time, the best, we can do it next week. But just, maybe.
Your worst and best.
The very worst thing we cover, the very best thing you cover, we're going to collate the response from the listeners. And we're going to read through your 10 at the same time we do our 10 next week.
There you go. You're in the show.
And the week after, for that matter. Because first of all, next week, worst 10, week after, for episode 260, that will be the best 10 things ever covered on the Countdown. That's our 5-year celebration/anniversary. We hope you will join us for that. Very special, and we want to mark the occasion.
Cool. Paul will drop that document, soon?
Very soon, yeah. Hopefully by Tuesday or so. By the time this episode drops, or soon thereafter.
Sweet.
So everyone can weigh in there.
Fantastic.
So that is it for this week's episode of The Countdown. Thank you so much for joining us for what was a very, very weird...
It's okay, everyone. It's over now.
Please go away, curl into a fetal position, cry a little bit.
Then come back because we'll have something fun next week.
Something very different in tone and stature. My name is Paul.
My name is Wayne.
And this has been The Soundboard.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Fortunately.
What the fuck are we gonna do now?
Thank God.
What are we gonna do?
Is what we're all thinking. We will catch you next week.
See you, kids.